Hey viewer, do you remember this guy? Yeah, Rayman. Odds are you don't, because he became pretty much irrelevant after his last good game, Rayman 3. Anyway, that game had one of the coolest level change sequences I've ever played. Take a look. I decided I'll try to replicate that sequence in one day. And, well, just take a look what happened. First thing I had to do was a movement system. I had the player move forward at a constant speed, and then I created 3 lanes which the player could switch between using the arrow keys, just like you see in the video. Next, I needed to create the prefabs that will be randomly generated as the player goes on. Now, I could have done this just with the Unity modeling and created planes in Unity, but I ended up using the ones I made in Blender. After making a temporary UI system that turns off once you play the game, I found a script online that lets you do swipe controls because I plan to make this an iPhone game. After all that, I was testing the game and I hit a pretty big brick wall. Basically, the way I set the game to end was when a player hit a negative value in the Y axis. But sometimes this wasn't working. I had to press either the left or the right arrow or swipe left and right to kill the game. So I decided to just create a really big collider that would move with the same speed as the player, and whenever the player would enter that collider, the game would end. Next, it was time to model the character. Started with Blender, pretty basic, low poly stuff, everyone's favorite style at the moment. Then the texturing. Texturing was done in Photoshop using the UV layout from Blender, hand painted, a little bit inspired by Bosk from Star Wars. And then lastly, I had to create the animations, pretty basic flying animation and then a jumping animation. Last but not least, I created a skybox, simple rotating skybox. I got an image from Pexels, changed the saturation so it was really dark with some really bright spots that looked like stars, and I thought it turned out pretty cool. Next, I made a song for the game, and it was a pretty fun process. This was the result. Lastly, I made a simple script that counts time as you go on, and that was the scoring system in the game. So after finishing the game, I realized that you need Xcode to put on the App Store, and I do not have a Mac. So I ended up just putting it on itch as a PC exclusive for now. Here's the final game.